Hey girls, it's Gaga. I'm going to read you a book. This one is called Madeline. And you might have heard this one before. You might even own this one, but it's one of my favorites. So I'm going to read it to you. And something I want to tell you about the illustrations, they're all in Paris. This place where Madeline lives is in Paris. So all the illustrations are of famous places, some of them, famous places in Paris, France. So it's written by Ludwig Bemelmans. And you can see that your mommy and your Aunt Eden have both written on this book. They've claimed it. Madeline. In an old house in Paris that was covered with vines, lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines. In 2 straight lines, they broke their bread. Do you know what that means? They ate. They ate their dinner. They broke bread and ate it. And brushed their teeth and went to bed. They smiled at the good. See the good things? There's like a woman and her horse. This is a big famous building in Paris. And frowned at the bad. There's a bad guy with the police chasing him. And sometimes they were very sad. There's a soldier with a broken leg. They left the house at 9:30 in 2 straight lines. In the rain, that is Notre Dame, famous cathedral. Or shine. The smallest one was Madeline. Just getting measured. She was not afraid of mice. There she is, feeding the mice, while everyone else is scared. She loved winter, snow, and ice. To the tiger in the zoo, Madeline just said, poo-poo. She was not afraid of him. And nobody knew so well how to frighten Miss Clavel. See Madeline walking on the wall there? She should not be doing that. Scaring Miss Clavel. In the middle of the night, Miss Clavel turned on her light and said, "Something is not right." Little Madeline sat in bed and cried and cried. Her eyes were red. You see her right here? And soon after Dr. Cone came, he rushed out to the phone. Running out to the phone. And he dialed Danton 10-6. "Nurse," he said, "it's an appendix." Everybody had to cry. Not a single eye was dry. Madeline was in his arm, in a blanket, safe and warm. He took her away. I think he took her to the hospital. Her appendix are rupturing. In a car with a red light, they drove out into the night. That is the Eiffel Tower. Madeline woke up 2 hours later in a room with flowers. Pretty flowers. Madeline soon ate and drank. On her bed, there was a crank. See, a hospital bed back In olden times, they had a crank that raised the bed up and down. There's the nurse with her food. And a crack on the ceiling had the habit of sometimes looking like a rabbit. Outside were birds, trees, and sky, and so 10 days passed quickly by. She was in the hospital for 10 days. One nice morning, Miss Clavel said, "Isn't it a fine day to visit Madeline?" Look at that. All the little girls, they got in the car, in the bus, and they stopped to buy her some flowers. They're going to see Madeline in the hospital. Visitors from 2 to 4 read a sign upon her door. Tiptoeing with solemn face, with some flowers and a vase. Solemn face means they were sort of sad and quiet. They're worried about Madeline. In they walked and then said, "Ah," when they saw the toys and candy and the dollhouse from Papa. So she has dolls and candy and a dollhouse from her father. Look at all the girls are playing. They're like, "Ooh, this is cool." But the biggest surprise by far, on her stomach was a scar. See that? She's showing them her scar on her belly from where they took out her appendix. "Goodbye," they said. "We will come again." Bye, Madeline. And the little girls left in the rain. They went home and broke their bread and brushed their teeth and went to bed. But no Madeline, look. She's not there. In the middle of one night, Miss Clavel turned on the light and said, "Something is not right." And afraid of a disaster. Look, she's so upset. Oh, so upset. Afraid of a disaster, Miss Clavel ran fast and faster. She's in a hurry. And she said, "Please, children, do tell me what is troubling you." And all the little girls cried, "Boo-hoo, we want to have our appendix out too." They were a little jealous of her and all her stuff in her room, weren't they? "Good night, little girls. Thank the Lord you are well. And now go to sleep," said Miss Clavel. And she turned out the light and closed the door. And that is all there is. There is not any more. Cute book, huh? I will tell you that I had my appendix out once too. I was not a little girl and I did not have any toys in my room, but it did happen. Love you.